What's up, you guys? It's your girl, the Vegan Haitian, and I'm here with your vegan Haitian mac and cheese as promised. Here's the recipe list. Um, I do suggest that you prep some of these items ahead of time. I'm gonna go more into detail of what you're gonna need to prep. I don't want to set you up for failure, but I'm gonna just read out the list so you'll know what you need. I'm also gonna be showing you some of the items that I still have on hand that I used yesterday to make this vegan mac, and I'm gonna do that. But for now, I just want to read the recipe list, get it out the way so you'll have those items ready, and then I'm gonna go more into details. I didn't plan on doing a recipe for this since I've gotten a lot of requests. I'm deciding to share it. So I didn't excuse my dog eating in the background. So as I was saying, I didn't film it because I really didn't plan. It was a spur of the moment thing. I wanted to try it out first because the holidays are coming up, and I've gotten so much feedback to share the recipe, so I'm doing a video instead of writing everything down. So again, bear with me. When I do make this again, I will film it and have better instructions, but since I promised a recipe, I'm giving you guys a recipe. But if you have any questions, please reach out, and I'm happy to answer and guide you along the way. So I'm going to be reading the recipe list right now. Take notes, and then we're going to go into details a little later. Okay, so here are the items that you're going to need. You're going to need pasta. I use rigatoni, so that's a reference if you want to use that type of pasta. I use plant-based milk. Any plant-based milk will do in this recipe except coconut milk. You do not want the coconut flavor overpowering your recipe. You're gonna need just egg. I have it here. In a second. Right here, you need this. About 3 tablespoons. You're gonna need olive oil, of course. You're also gonna need vegan butter, vegan mayo, and vegan cheese. You're also gonna need 1 medium onion, 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper. You can use any color bell peppers, but those are the ones that I use in my recipes. You're gonna need about a head of fresh garlic, 1 stalk of celery, Haitian ippies. You cannot make this without Haitian ippies. There's a lot of recipes on YouTube for Haitian ippies. Mine is pretty simple. I just mash up garlic and the green onion, scallion, whatever you call it, and that's that for me. That's my Haitian ippies. It's pretty simple. You're gonna need this thing here. It's called Better Than Bouillon No Chicken Base. So if you can find it, I strongly recommend it. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need half a cup of raw. Your cashews have to be raw, people, not roasted. Raw cashews, half a cup. Soaked at least overnight. Saying cashews, okay? Your cashews, if you have a high power blender, I soak my cashews in some hot water for 3 to 4 hours and I should be fine. But if you don't have a high power blender, I would recommend that you soak your cashews overnight. So that's the prepping that you might need to do a day ahead, so you have things that you need for this recipe. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over your dry seasoning that you can put together in a bowl, so you can just drop it in the mixture. That's what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. Again, I don't measure my seasonings. Everything is to taste. I can give you an approximate, but I don't come between people and their seasoning. Everybody have different taste buds. As I was saying, I'm Caribbean. I love my spices. I love my stuff to have flavor. Salt and pepper as seasoning is not gonna cut it for me. No, ma'am. So, okay. So these are your dry seasoning. You're gonna need garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, thyme, about a quarter teaspoon of thyme. Do not put a lot of thyme. So thyme powder, salt, and freshly ground pepper. I always freshly ground my black pepper. Vegan chicken seasoning from Trader Joe's. This is empty. I go through it like nothing else, but this is my holy grail right here. um yeah, and then dry parsley, complete seasoning. And that concludes your ingredient list. I really hope I'm not forgetting anything, but quickly I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I used before I go into details on the recipe. So I use Daya. I don't have the shredded cheese because I used all of it, but this is the brand that I use. So I used a little bit of this, about a quarter cup, and then I used literally the whole bag of the shredded cheese. Okay, and this is the brand of mozzarella cheese that I used. It's called Life, and this is the brand that I use for vegan cheese also. So Life. Vegan Parmesan cheese. I'm sorry, the vegan Parmesan cheese. And then I use Earth Balance butter. Earth Balance butter. You're gonna need about 3 tablespoons of that. This is the vegan mayo that I use. You're gonna need 3 to 4 tablespoons of this. And as far as showing and telling, that's all I have. So we're gonna get right into so let's jump into the method and the cooking. So as I was saying, a little prepping ahead of time will take you a long way and will make you very successful in this recipe. So I recommend that you chop all your onions, your bell peppers, your celery, prep your garlic, mince it, do whatever you gotta do. Prep them and set them aside separately. Don't put them all together. So before I went full vegan, I used to use cream of chicken in my mac and cheese, but since I can't use cream of chicken because I'm vegan, I created a cream of chicken, and that I added to this recipe. And that's one of the first things that you're going to need to prepare. So you're going to boil pasta according to cooking instructions on your box and according to how you cook your pasta. I'm not going to tell you how to cook pasta. Boil pasta, drain it, set aside. Now, by this time, I hope your cashew has soaked very well. My dog is antsy. Don't mind her nails hitting the floor. Yeah, I was saying, by this time, I hope your cashews has been soaked very well. You're gonna take your cashews, you're gonna drain them, you're gonna rinse them, you're gonna put them in a blender. So you're gonna take your chopped celery stalk, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, about a quarter cup of onions, not too much from your onion that you chopped. You're gonna use some of that onion, and you're going to saute these in some olive oil on medium to high heat for 5 minutes until they're translucent and until they smell amazing and the flavors are all meshed together, right? So you're gonna take that and then you're gonna add that to your cashews that's in the blender. Add everything. And then you can put a little salt, a little pepper, garlic granules, onion granules. You can add to that blender also to this base. You're gonna go ahead afterwards. You're gonna take your about a tablespoon of this. Add also to the blender, right? Add that to the blender, and you're gonna blend it until it's rich and creamy. Did I say add half a cup of plant-based milk? If I didn't, also add half a cup of plant-based milk to that blender, along with your cashews, along with your sauteed celery, garlic, and onion. Add those to the blender. Blend until nice. You get this nice creamy, thick consistency, and don't forget to add a tablespoon of this. And you're gonna set that aside. That's one of the things that you need to do. One of your steps. So your pasta's cooked. Your cream of chicken is prepared. Let's move on to the next step. So the next step is getting the base for your mac and cheese ready. You're gonna take your red bell pepper, your chopped up red bell pepper, your chopped up green bell pepper, the remaining of your chopped onions. You're gonna take your Haitian piece and about 3 cloves of minced garlic. You're gonna saute all these together in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegan butter and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You're gonna saute all those together until they're translucent and until they smell amazing. Then you're gonna add the dry seasoning that I told you about to it, and you're gonna saute those for an additional 2 minutes and get it. I'm gonna insert a picture of what mine looked like when I finish. And that's gonna be the flavor and your base for your mac and cheese. So when you're done with sauteing these and they smell amazing and they look good and they're all meshed in together, you're gonna add your 2 cups of plant-based milk to that. And you're gonna warm your plant-based milk on low to medium heat until it's not scorching hot or it's not boiling, until it's a good hot temperature, not scalding hot. And to that you're gonna add your shredded cheeses. You're gonna add your shredded cheeses. So you're gonna add your cheddar cheese. I would say about a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, vegan shredded cheddar cheese. You're gonna add about half a cup of shredded vegan mozzarella cheese, and you're gonna need about a quarter cup of this. Not too much of this cheese. That's why I have it left. And then you're gonna add about, I would say also half a cup of the vegan Parmesan cheese that by now I'm sure you've shredded. You add all that to the base and you stir it until it's melted. Now at this point you want to taste that cheese sauce that you created. Make sure the seasoning is right, it tastes right to you, and you can also add about half a tablespoon of this to that cheese sauce to get it real flavorful. And and then once you're done with that, you're gonna either pour your macaroni into that cheese sauce, or you're gonna pour that cheese sauce into your macaroni in a bowl if you'd like. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. So your mac and your cheese sauce are meshed in together, so stir them generously. You're gonna add your cream of chicken that you blended, your cashew cream that you blended. You're gonna add it spoonful by spoonful to your mac and cheese, and use judgment. You want your mac and cheese to be wet but not too wet. So you're gonna add that cream of chicken to it, 3 to 4 tablespoons at a time. Taste it, and you don't want it to be you don't want that to overpower your macaroni. So I would use probably half of that mixture, half to about 3/4 to 3/4 cups of that mixture. Okay, so once you've added your cream of chicken, cashew sauce into your cheese and macaroni mixture, you're gonna add your 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegan mayo, and you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of the just egg, and you mash that together. At this point, it's okay to taste the mixture, the mac and stuff. You can eat 2 to 3 pieces and see if the seasoning is right. If not, add a little more garlic powder, add a little more pepper, add a little more garlic, onion powder, season it. Okay, but it should be good. It should be good by then. So now we're ready for the next step. The next step is to bake your bake your creation, right? All right, so at this point your oven should have been preheating for 400. Forgive me, I didn't say this in the beginning. Your oven should have been preheating at 400 degrees. Forgive me. It's my first time doing this. Bear with me. 400 degrees, your oven should have been greasing, should have been heating up. All right, you take your pan, one that's big enough to handle your mac and cheese mixture, right? And you grease that pan and you dump it in there and you smooth it out, and then you add your shredded cheese on top. So lightly add different cheeses on top. So what I do was I sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella. I didn't use the pepper jack, the shredded pepper jack on top. I used the mozzarella. I used the vegan parmesan. I used the vegan cheddar, and I put all these 3 cheeses on top, hoping that it would melt into a beautiful creation. But I don't know what was it with these vegan cheeses. They did not melt in the oven. Even when I took it out from the middle and put it on top, they did not melt. It's vegan cheese, so they don't melt. They melt other ways, but for some reason they didn't melt in the oven. But it did create a nice golden crust on top of the macaroni, which I was still satisfied with, and it was still tasty, so that's fine. And I bake it for 40 minutes, and you're done. And it's amazing. Guys, this recipe is really delicious. The next day it's even better. Forgive me, I did not plan to share this anytime soon because when I made it, it was just a tryout. It's my first time making vegan mac and cheese, so it was just a tryout that I decided to make for me and my dude, and it ended up being awesome. I posted it and I got so many requests for the recipe, and as promised, I'm telling you, but I want to film it and I want to do better. But if you guys want to make it and try it out before the holidays, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I hope this can get you started. And that's it. That's all I have. I'm gonna go walk my dog and unwind after work. I just wanted to tape this and edit this for you guys. I'm gonna you guys, please try this recipe. Let me know how it turned out. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help. But really, I really hope you try it, and I really hope you enjoy it as much as I did, as much as my dude did, as much as my neighbor did. I'm signing off. I'm gonna go walk my dog. Peace out.